Hey, welcome back to the channel. If you guys have not subscribed, I invite y'all to subscribe for weekly boxing videos. And for this video, I'm gonna try something a little different. I'm creating a new series, giving these boxers a ranking, sort of like 2K if you've ever played any sports video games in like my career or like whatever it is that you've been playing. But for this ranking, I'm gonna have my own criteria. I'm gonna break it down to 7 skills or categories. So the first skill or category would be boxing IQ. Second one would be chin/durability. Third one would be offense. Fourth, defense. Fifth, speed. 6, power, and 7, stamina. Now, for these ratings of these boxers, I'm gonna give them a rating from 1 to 100. For example, if we're giving the rating of, let's say, power for Deontay Wilder, he'd be the only boxer where I'd give him a perfect 100 because he's either knocked down or knocked out every single one of his opponents that he's ever faced. Now, to kick off this series, I'm starting with none other than your favorite fighter, Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, he's one of my favorite fighters, man, but if you guys want me to rank any of your favorite fighters, it doesn't matter if they're from the past, present, just comment down in the comment section down below. With that being said, let's start off with the first category, and that's boxing IQ. For Gervonta, man, I rate his boxing IQ very high. He knows how to utilize the ring. He understands distance and angles very well, and he sets up his knockouts. He's not just somebody who's swinging for the fences, man. No technique, uses his power, even though his power is disgusting, I'm not gonna lie. But I'd have a very hard time finding somebody at his division who has a better IQ than Gervonta Davis. I think the only people who might edge him out in that regard might be like a Shakur Stevenson, maybe a Devin Haney. Other than that, man, nobody at 135, 130, even 140 has a higher boxing IQ than Gervonta Davis, in my opinion. Now, with that being said, man, I can't give him anything lower than a 90. He's one of the smartest boxers that there is across all divisions. So I'll have to give him a solid 93 for his boxing IQ. Now, for the second category, we're going to be looking at Tank's durability. Now, Tank isn't someone who I haven't seen have much lapses of defense, but when he does get hit, he does it well and he recovers extremely well. For example, like if you watch the fight where he was fighting Pitbull, you can see that Pitbull was relentlessly going to Tank's body, and he had like these red spots all over the sides of his rib cage, and the Tank took it very well because Pitbull be throwing his whole fucking body into those punches, man. Not only for taking punishment well and recovering very well, he could also fight injured. If you see that fight that we're talking about with Pitbull, he was fighting with the injured left hand, and he was still outboxing Pitbull. If that don't show you what type of durable fighter Tank is, I don't know what is. That just goes to show that he's one of the most durable fighters in all of boxing right now. And with that said, I'm gonna have to give Tank a 96, man. Yeah, man, I just don't know what else to say. He's a very durable boxer. He's a very durable dude. Now let's move into the third category today, which is offense, man. I feel like this is one of Tank's strong points, I feel like he's a very good slick counter puncher. He has a good jab. I feel like he's very much a jack of all trades, man, when it comes to offense. One thing that Tank's really good at, man, is when he comes from defense to offense, his pull counters are really great, man. He does it extremely fast, and it always catches all of his opponents off guard when he does that. If I'm being honest, I feel like he took a page from Floyd's book, man. You know how Floyd is always good for those slipping counter jabs, and I feel like Tank has implemented it well into his offense, man. And when you combine that with his power, it really makes the opponent second guess what he's gonna throw, and makes Gervonta Davis's counterpunching that much more effective. The only bad thing you can say about Gervonta Davis's offense is that he doesn't have that much volume, and sometimes he starts slow. But I have a suspicion, I'm telling you guys, that if he was to face somebody like a Shakur Stevenson, he would not start slow. I feel like he would show a lot more of his offensive arsenal and make a bunch of adjustments like he did in that Cruz fight where he fought basically with one arm. He'd make the adjustment to start off fast. He made a lot of adjustments in that Mario Barrios fight too when he thought he was down on the scorecards. But I'm not saying he'd beat Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson got a good chance to win this fight too. To me, it's a very much 50-50 fight. But of course, I do favor Gervonta Davis. I could be a little bit biased. He's one of my favorite fighters. But that's a topic for another discussion, man. Yeah, man, but with that being said, I'd give Gervonta Davis an offense of 97. I just feel like with his boxing IQ and all of his skills present, you really have to watch out for what Gervonta Davis is coming with. And you really just better make sure that you don't get counterpunched with Gervonta Davis, because if you do, it's lights out. But yeah, man, I believe a 97 is more than accurate for Gervonta Davis's offense. But yeah, anyways, let's get into this defense, man. I don't have much to say about his defense besides that his defense is his offense. Like I stated before, he has a bunch of slip counters. And if you go back and look at that Pedraza fight, he was very much looking like Canelo. He just stands in front of the fighters and makes them miss, man. But yeah, man, Gervonta Davis got an exceptional defense. I can't take that away from him. He's very good. And yeah, man, sometimes the way he makes his opponents miss, it just makes them look really dumb. But yeah, man, like I said, I'm going to keep this one short, and I'm going to give him a defense of 94. For his speed, man, this is something that I had a hard time ranking, because before the Ryan Garcia fight, I believe Ryan Garcia to be one of the fastest, if not the fastest, at 135 besides Devin Haney. But looking back at that fight, Gervonta Davis was definitely faster than Ryan Garcia, meeting him on the counter punches and just finding his punches before Ryan Garcia did. I mean, a lot of people at 135 are fast, like the Devin Haney's, Shakur Stevenson's, even George Kambosos is really fast. But yeah, I could go on and on about like the Devin Haney's and everybody at 135 who's fast. But at the end of the day, man, you guys know it's how you use that speed. Because let's face it, as fast as George Kambosos is, he's dog shit. And his ass definitely lost to Maxie Hughes. I don't want to hear it in the comments. That fight was not even close. But before I go on the whole tangent, going off topic, I believe Gervonta Davis is probably the top 3 fastest in his division. And that's saying a lot, because you have a lot of fast people on 135. So when it comes to the terms of his speed, I'm going to have to give him a 96. Now, Tank, he's the hardest hitter at 135. There's undisputed, no question about it. He hit Hector Garcia so hard that man temporarily went blind. It's just crazy how much power he generates, man. He fought Mario Barrios, he's literally half a foot taller than Gervonta Davis, and he still knocked him out. To put in perspective, Mario Barrios is now at welterweight. That's 2 weight divisions higher than where Gervonta Davis is currently at. Now, I know they fought at 140, but he's 2 weight divisions above where Gervonta Davis is at right now. Before Cruz and Tank went the distance in 2021, Tank had a 7-year stretch from 2014 to 2021 where he didn't go the distance with any of his opponents. It's really odd with Gervonta Davis, because a lot of people just see his vicious knockouts and are really blindsided to all the other skills that Gervonta Davis possesses. To me, that shows a testament of how great his power is. I think at lightweight, Gervonta Davis might have a case for being the hardest hitter of all time. I know Roberto Duran campaigned at 135 for the beginning part of his career, but even comparing Gervonta to Roberto Duran at lightweight, I'd have to edge out Gervonta Davis for what he's done. Now, I'm not saying that Gervonta is better than Roberto Duran. This is strictly when it comes to power. Now, to wrap this up, I'm going to give Gervonta Davis 98 for power. I feel like that's more than justified, as, for me, in my opinion, he is the hardest hitter that the lightweight division has ever seen. But yeah, man, let's move on to our final section, and that's stamina. Now, I stated this before, but I have never seen Gervonta Davis tired. I see no stamina issues with Gervonta Davis. He does start slow, but I don't think that's a stamina issue. I believe that that's him reading his opponent. And as the later rounds progress, he moves more, he starts punching more. His punch output isn't the greatest, but he does move a lot. This was going to be an easy one to rank, since Gervonta Davis has a really good stamina. He's always well conditioned. Well, at least he is now. I know he had trouble off camp with gaining weight earlier in his career. But yeah, man, we're also going to keep this one short, and I'm going to give him a 96 stamina. Now, what I'm going to do for this series is, I don't care about the decimal places. If it lands at 95.9, I'm still going to consider that a 95. If it lands at 95, I'm just going to give it 95. If you guys don't like that, just comment down and I'll switch it up. For those curious, he landed at a 95.7. But for me personally, I'm just going to call him a 95. So yeah, man, 95 overall, Gervonta Davis. Let me know if there's anything I could do differently. Maybe there's a category you guys want me to add. Like I said, drop down any of the fighters that you want to see next if you enjoy this. This video took me a little bit longer than I was expecting. I'm trying to upload weekly. I know I've been really inconsistent with that, but yeah, let me know if you guys want any new categories. I know for boxing Undisputed, it's a Steam game, and it ranks the boxers. I think they have vitality, stamina, speed, strength, defense, and heart. Maybe you guys want to see a heart category. But yeah, let me know down in the comments if you like this video, if you guys want to see more. It's been your boy Gervonta. I'm out.